Major earthquake kills 3,700 in Turkey and Syria. Weather hit survivors. Kahramanmaraş, Turkey, February 6. A huge earthquake killed more than 3,700 people across a swathe of Turkey and northwest Syria on Monday, with freezing winter weather adding to the plight of the thousands left injured or homeless and hampering efforts to find survivors. The magnitude 7.8 quake brought down whole apartment blocks in Turkish cities and piled more devastation on millions of Syrians displaced by years of war. It struck before sunrise in harsh weather and was followed in the early afternoon by another large quake in Diyarbakir in southeast Turkey. The woman speaking next to the wreckage of the 7-story block where she lived said, "We were shaken like a cradle. There were 9 of us at home. 2 sons of mine are still in the rubble. I'm waiting for them." She was nursing a broken arm and had injuries to her face. "It was like the apocalypse," said Abdul Salam Al-Mahmoud, a Syrian in the northern town of Atare. "It's bitterly cold and there's heavy rain, and people need saving." The earthquake was the biggest recorded worldwide by the U.S. Geological Survey since a tremor in the remote South Atlantic in August 2021. In Turkey, the death toll stood at 2,316. The Disaster and Emergency Management Authority, (DFID), said, making it the country's deadliest earthquake since a tremor of similar magnitude in 1999 devastated the heavily populated eastern Marmara Sea region near Istanbul, killing more than 17,000. At least 1,444 people were killed in Syria in Monday's quake and about 3,500 injured, according to figures from the Damascus government and rescue workers in the northwestern region controlled by insurgents. Poor internet connections and damaged roads between some of the worst-hit cities in Turkey's south, homes to millions of people, hindered efforts to assess and address the impact. Temperatures in some areas were expected to fall to near freezing overnight, worsening conditions for people trapped under rubble or left homeless. Rain fell on Monday after snowstorms swept the country at the weekend. More than 13,000 people were injured in Turkey from the quake in the Turkish city of Iskenderun. Rescuers climbed an enormous pile of debris that was once part of a state hospital's intensive care unit in search of survivors. Health workers did what they could to tend to the new rush of injured patients. "We have a patient who was taken into surgery but we don't know what happened," said Tulin, a woman in her 30s, is standing outside the hospital, wiping away tears and praying. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, preparing for a tough election in May, called the quake a historic disaster and the worst earthquake to hit the country since 1939. But said authorities were doing all they could. "Everyone is putting their heart and soul into efforts, although the winter season, cold weather and the earthquake happening during the night makes things more difficult," he said.